Okay, I'm actually going to talk to you about a new product. It's called Slackback, and just want to kind of go through the product, what it is, how it can help people, and give you kind of a business model presentation of how I think this thing can help people with low back problems. The at Slackback, we're aiming to provide back relief from a basic device that will allow you to release tension from your lower back. You can utilize it from the standpoint of putting the device on your hamstrings and pushing down, and or on your knees and pushing up. The device is fairly inexpensive, but our big picture, the type of thing that we're really trying to do is help people with back relief. So that's really kind of getting into our value proposition is we want to help people. We know that there's people that are in pain, that are frustrated with other things on the market that haven't worked, and they're worried about wasting money. We feel like this is a low cost solution to help people so that they can get the pain relief that they're looking for without breaking the bank. Going through our uh, value minimum viable product, this device will be called Slackback, and it'll be used, or we'll be able to bring it to market with five different colors: red, blue, black, orange, green, at a cost of $49. We're looking for investors to help us kind of in the next level to get to where um, we can have a little bit more research and development done to improve ergonomic design and reduce wrist tension while we're using this product. We also are looking to make it a little bit more portable than it currently is right now. So that's why we're really wanting to spend a little bit more on R&D to kind of get to where we need to be. As far as market sizing, the target market is anyone um, who's older than 45, and of course that could be younger than 45 as well. But we've noticed that people who usually suffer from back are, at least 40 years or older. And since the device is $49, anybody will be able to afford it in that target market. There could be a case where there's people younger than 45 who maybe have had an accident or injury or have scoliosis that we could kind of tap into as far as that market's concerned. I have some information from uh, Ruben DI, some risk factors in spine in pain management, and I've put them as a reference, but they're estimating that 80% of the population will suffer from back pain at some point in their life. So kind of the sky's the limit when we look at market sizing. As far as the customer segment, we're looking at you know customers who've tried everything on the market. Why is this device different? And how we can kind of bring it to market. How we want to do it, or how we're looking to do it, is really have chiropractors and doctors, um, people who are in healthcare and or physical therapy, to kind of be the voice for us, so that the customer could be persuaded to buy something that they're because they're looking for relief. They could be, easily influenced at a cheap price point, which is kind of where we're at, and we are looking to have insurance kind of make and cover some of those costs so that it doesn't actually the full amount doesn't actually hit the customer at the $50, so we can get a little bit of incentives from the insurance companies. The customer can use this thing privately. We're, like I said, we're trying to get it to where it's very portable. If it works, then friends are most likely to evaluate it and tell their friends about it. So we're hoping word of mouth gets it out there even further. It's it's one of those things that we look at from a passing on to a friend type atmosphere, to where, hey, this has worked for me. It's solved my pain problems. Hey, you should try it. And then the customer can um, basically take that low cost solution and try it without breaking the bank. As far as customer relationships goes, we want to focus on people that go get therapy, like I mentioned, from chiropractors. Um, we also want to be able to advertise on websites and or social media. We were looking at first to do promotions like buy one get one half off for a family member, just to kind of get the name out there so people start associating the brand with pain relief, and then expand to doctors, physical therapists, and pain management um, offices. When we get on social media, we're also going to have those social media sites that people are looking at medical supplies and or back pain relief. They would the they would get picked up on the the algorithms for how things work when people search. They'll get picked up on the algorithm, and then it'll send them a link to the device so that they are looking for some kind of payment this as an option. As far as the distribution channels go, we're looking at all the things that I mentioned: Facebook, Instagram, physical therapists, looking at chiropractors, back doctors. We think that that's going to help people get in, get out with advice from the doctors and from chiropractors. People are more willing to spend the money on pushing the sale forward. As far as our key partners, we're looking at metalwork fabricator, and this is something to where they're going to actually fabricate the device to our spec. So we'll give them the spec and the raw materials and try to keep that cost low. Um, we're looking at helping them actually helping us and providing us feedback on what angles work the best, what's the cheapest way to actually fabricate the product. Communication with the product and getting it out there, and if it's done well, we won't have to work as hard with the doctors and the chiropractors because people will see it and they'll associate the name with pain relief, and we can go have them go direct to the website. As far as key resources, we have the four key resources: the physical, intellectual, human capital, and financial piece. The financial resource will come from initially from my 401k loan, funded initially with my own money to get things going, and then the physical resources will be raw materials itself, which I will negotiate with with the steel manufacturers, and I'll use myself as an example. I've actually had two back surgeries, and I want to tell you that utilizing this device in any time that you can get pain relief from decompression, it really, really helps out a lot. And sometimes even 10 to 15 minutes of pain free or back pain that it doesn't hurt anymore is heavenly. And there's a lot of decompression articles out there that we want to kind of capitalize on, and again use algorithms to really push the business forward. And then lastly, we have the human side, and we're looking for investors that will help us grow the company once it gets established. Key activities: working with rehabilitation centers, chiropractors, physical therapists. My first main activity that I want to establish is really kind of a name for the product and start at my local chiropractor's office. And then the second thing is to get the website up and running as fast as possible so we can start advertising the product ASAP. Thirdly, is really kind of getting into the social media side and having that be another driver as well. As far as costs are concerned, we're looking at initial startup with variable expenses at about 745,000. We also do have some fixed costs at roughly around 30. They're listed here, but it gives you an idea of where we're at with our variable expenses and our fixed costs, and kind of what we're thinking as far as that initial sum, that initial investment, what we're going to need to kind of get things going. And this is where we need your help to come in as far as costs are concerned, to help us kind of cover the initial startup fees and get us going. As far as the revenue stream, um, again, we're talking. Let's talk a little bit more specifically with elderly patients, athletes with sports injury, car accident victims, arthritis patients. Those are going to be direct revenue stream. As far as elderly patients, with the indirect dynamic pricing, that would go through chiropractors, back doctors, and physical therapists, all leading, of course, to the revenue stream that we're looking for. As far as metrics that matter, customer satisfaction is going to be a big one. Cost of sales will also be a big one. This will be heavily relying on our CPA, and if we're doing a good job, we'll know if we need to work in certain areas, making the product more efficiently. Profitability, this is a really important one. We'll look at it monthly, especially when we're first starting out, to make sure that we have a business that's going to be profitable and not pointless. The morale of the employees is also very important. So we'll track this fairly heavily for 6 months and see how we're doing. And then revenue is key, since we know that we will be able to keep the business going as long as we have the revenue. And we'll track that monthly with our CPA and manage that accordingly. Um, we've done some market research and the interviews that we've done. A couple of things that we've got from feedback is having different colors. That's going to be a good selling point. Making different sizes, just because humans are different sizes, and kind of making a small, medium, large. Adding a bungee cord for some special different kinds of calf stretches that we can use. Make it portable. That's what we're asking for. A little bit of R&D to help us make it portable, and then not price it more than $50. People don't want to pay more than $50 for the product, and that's why we're pricing it at 49. As far as the business environment, it's very competitive. There's a lot of back products out there. People are not willing usually to try a new back product because they're all often gimmicky. So we're trying to stay away from being gimmicky and putting solutions out there that work. I have a couple of doctors that I have lined up that are going to help us kind of with giving their medical opinion on how this thing has improved patients' lives. Also, the trust in the product is key. If people know that the product won't work, or if it's another gimmicky thing, they're not going to want it, and that's not what we're promoting here. We're promoting a product that actually works. Um, and then there's uh, there's some good market penetration that we'll find in chiropractors' office, physical therapy offices, and so between those two things that I mentioned earlier, the chiropractor office, the social media, and the website, we should be able to penetrate the market fairly quickly and fairly well. As far as the SWOT analysis, we're looking at uh, our strengths will be, the location will be central in the U.S. Planning on starting that in Texas. The price will be right where it needs to be. The value, the quality, all are going to be top notch. Some of the weaknesses that we've identified is we're a brand new brand name. We're not going forward into the market with a brand new or with a name that people have known to trust. Financials, cash flow, reliability of the website. These are concerns that we have, but we do feel like we've got most of this stuff in place, and we know how important these things are. As far as opportunities, relationship with customers, target markets, and product development, we need a little bit of support financially to really get into um, our relationships with our customers. How are we going to manage that relationship with our customers? Communication, and then product development again comes down to kind of a financial thing. There's some opportunities there that we can look at producing a little bit better product as we get feedback from our customers. And then the threats are, there's a lot of competitive inventions out there. There could be lots of resources. Some of the channels might not work, meaning social media and or chiropractors. Maybe people are okay with having a chiropractor adjust them, but maybe not a device that they want to spend extra money on. So our total canvas that we have here is just a summary of everything that I've talked about. Really, our revenue stream is based off of our target of 1 million people giving an estimated revenue of $50 million, less the startup fees and operational costs. And that's, of course, sales based at right around $49-50. We have some marketing costs that we're looking to um, kind of incorporate into the cost. The whole device, again, will be under $50, and research and development, we need to do a little bit there. Anywhere between 3K and we'll also have 2K to offset some of the marketing costs. So with that, I'd like to kind of bring forward and show you the device, our prototype, and kind of go from there. And I appreciate your time. Thank you, and have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions. Talk to you later. Bye.